Good morning. Tips to enjoy travel. Tip number two. Tip number two, customs. You're going to go through customs when you leave your country and any country for that matter, to get onto your mode of transport, plane, trains, automobiles, whatever. You're going to go through customs and you're going to be questioned and your documents examined by a customs officer. So you'll get into a queue at customs. You'll be asked to fill in a departure card, and you must fill in all the details from your date of birth through to flight number or ship number, the destination, how long you're intending staying away, how much money you're taking with you, and your occupation and a range of other questions. When you are at the head of the line, you will be then directed to one of the customs officers in the customs hall, and you'll approach them. When you approach them, obviously smile. These guys have got a tough day ahead of them. They're going to be dealing with hundreds, possibly thousands of people, and they really don't get smiled at all that often, and generally they're probably just scowled at a lot. Or they get jabbered at a lot by over-exuberant passengers. So when you approach the customs officer, hand him or her your documents, completed form, remove your hat, remove your glasses, anything else that might be obscuring your face, because they're going to take your photo in most cases. They're also probably going to take fingerprints, so that be allocated to your departure card and your file, and you're going to be asked some questions by the customs officer. Take this positively, because they're just trying to establish that you're a bona fide traveller out for a great time, great experiences, and not someone that's not. So they might ask you things like your occupation, they might ask you where you're going, how much money you're taking with you, what your plans are there, a range of other things. Answer the questions as honestly as you can without being smart, and try not to irritate the customs officer with talking too much or misdirecting them or being obscure. So, for example, I know people that write down on their departure card as an occupation, a director. Sure, we might all know that as a company director. The customs officers look at that and sort of think that's pretty obscure. So they ask, a director of what? Could be a movie director, could be a director of traffic, could be anything. So it's a valid question, and in some cases some of these customs officers can be a little sarcastic, but probably with good reason sometimes. Anyway, just make sure you ask the question again, politely, honestly, and be as direct as you can. Then, if you're asked, let them take your fingerprints, place it onto the glass plate firmly, whether it's your thumbprint or your forefingers, and they'll take that. Also, as an aside, try not to jabber too much to the customs officer. The number of times I have been in customs queues and there's always these exuberant passengers, or I don't know whether they're exuberant or they're stupid, misdirected or drunk, maybe all of them at once. They get into some sort of conversation with the customs officer about what they're doing, where they're going, what they're going to see, and the weather to the snowfall in Antarctica or something. I don't know. And quite honestly, it frustrates everyone in the queue. It frustrates the customs officers. It frustrates everybody. So try and keep it as simple as possible. This guy is not, or woman is not there for a conversation. They're there to do a job. They're there to establish that you are a bona fide traveller, safe to travel, and all your papers are in order. That's it. Be polite, obviously, but just keep it all to yourself. And perhaps if you want to strike conversation up, strike it up with a fellow passenger once you're on the other side of customs, or with your partners, whoever you're with, or travelling buddies. That's all. So keep it as quick, easy, and painless as possible without annoying anybody. And you'll have a great time. And remember, smile. Thanks for tuning in.